Pa-ting! You hear that? That's some serious power in there. Let's see. What are we doing? 922. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that, right through the same hole. What is going on, everyone? Riddict here, and welcome to Off the Shelf Airguns. Today, we have quite the polarizing airgun in the airgun community, namely the PCP airgun community, and that is the Umarex Komplete. I wouldn't have picked this up if I didn't have a YouTube channel, all right? I picked this up for two reasons. One of them is because I have a YouTube channel and my viewers want to see me review stuff. And I have a wide range of viewers. I have hardcore airgunners, I have casual airgunners, I have airgunners just getting into it, I have collector airgunners that love everything. There's a whole vast array of viewers out there, okay? For me, I said that I wouldn't necessarily pick this up unless I could actually find it off the shelf, along with the cartridges off the shelf, because let's be real, that's what it should be when we're talking about something like this and who it's for. It should just be right on the shelf in a local establishment where you can just pick it up off the shelf and the cartridges and walk out the door, so forth and so on. This is just convenience, and for those that are already familiar with CO2 powered air rifles, things like that, this is simply convenience for those kind of people that want a little more power and want to do a little more, but still want to maintain that convenience of just grabbing the cylinders off the shelf at the local establishment, so forth and so on. I know I'm blathering along, but I really want to hammer this home that people are going to come on here. They're going to go down in the comments section and they're going to rail on this thing and say why it's this and why it's that. You just might as well go with PCP, get a compressor, get a hand pump, this, that, and the third. They're going to do that. They're going to do that, and they're going to be down there, okay? You're going to see them down there doing that. I just want you, the viewer, to know when you're reading that, I want you to remember that not everybody is like them. Not everybody is like me. Again, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have picked this up, all right? I picked it up for those of you out there who have asked about this, are curious about this, and are that kind of casual shooter that it's just easier for you to stop at the store after work one day, pick the stuff up and go home, carefree, not worried about it, right? So that's why we're here with it. That's why we're here with it, folks. All right. So, and me, I'm not going to come on here and tell you, oh, this, that, and the third, and this is why you should, and this is why you shouldn't, because it's rough. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I always do. I have it in my hand. I will tell you if it's good or if it's crap. All right. That's all. I'm right down the middle, plain and fair. We're only here to find out if it functions the way it should and it does what it's supposed to do. All right. So here it is, the Umarex Komplete with a K, like Mortal Kombat. Got a little bit of a moderator on the front there. I do have the pack-in scope that comes with it on there, 4x32 scope. This scope is really only good to about 20 yards, which we will test that. Got a pick rail on the top there. It is a side lever action. It does come with two 10-round magazines. And in the kit that you get, it does come with a nitro cartridge in the box. So it does come with one. You won't have to buy separate boxes of them because it will come with one cartridge with it. But you're obviously probably going to end up getting more, right? Anyway, the trigger is a big old beefy trigger. It is plastic, unfortunately, but it does have a crossbolt safety right on the trigger. But what's cool is it is adjustable. All right, so you can adjust this trigger. All right, so that's nice. All polymer stock. It's nice and lightweight. It's not too crazy. Nice rubber butt pad there. Down here, for whenever your gas does get low, and you don't want to sit there and just trying to empty it that way after it's really low. You do have a degas area right here, somewhere right there. And your Allen key does come with this. You put it in there and you can degas that cartridge and be done. All right. The other cool thing, unlike a lot of other things, CO2 related, or gas gun related, I should say, is you can leave these nitro carts in the gun. You don't have to worry about taking them out or shooting them down or anything like that. These can be left in the gun and you're done. Put them in, you're ready to go. And if you're done shooting for the day, you don't have to take it out. You can go store it away in a nice safe place and never have to worry about it. It's not like the CO2 stuff. Even with the 88 gram CO2s that you can leave in the gun essentially for a while, eventually you don't want to leave them in there too long. So unlike that, you can leave these in the gun. But when you're putting these in, when you're putting your nitro cartridge in, really get a hold of it and just start turning, and start turning quick, all right? Because once it pierces, you're gonna know. Because of the power involved and the pressure involved, once it pierces, it's just gonna lock right up and it's gonna be really hard to turn. But once it does that, really try to give it a little bit more of a turn so that you know that it's in there. It's gonna be tough, but once it's in there, you're gonna know, all right? So, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Let's go ahead and get started here. Start out with some good old-fashioned plinking. And there's only one way to initiate that. Pa-ting! You hear that? That's some serious power in there. All right, what about the orange gong out there? See, we'll see what kind of kernel clink we get out of this thing. That was a kernel clink and a half right there. Let's do one more, and I'm going to try to hit this dueling tree over here. It's probably hard for you guys to see on camera. I may not even hit it, it's so small. Ha! I did. Didn't move it, of course, as usual, but there you go. It's patinging and kernel clinking just fine. Just fine. So, the other thing about this is the shot count is going to be significantly lower than a typical CO2 88 gram cartridge, okay? This isn't 88 grams, this is like 30 grams or I forget what it is. Obviously it's less because it's nitrogen, nitro air, all right? But you're going to get less shots, but the trade-off is that you're getting more power, like I said, all right? So about 40 consistent shots of full power. But when we do the chronograph test, we will talk about that. All right, so what we're gonna do next is some ambient audio. What are the neighbors hearing? Well, we'll find out. It does have some bark. It does have some bark, so it's not the quietest thing in the world. Is it overly crazy? No, but it does have some bark, and this is what we're gonna find out right now. So ambient audio, what's the neighbors hearing? Let's find out. Here we go. As you can see, it does have some bark. It does have some bark. We're gonna do one more, but we're gonna add a little kernel clink to it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for that black gong, but this is still gonna be an ambient audio. So we'll switch over to that ambient audio now. Pink! I mean, it was kind of a kernel clink, but that was a little black gong, so not quite the kernel clink, more like a pink, you know, but you know. But yeah, it does have some bark, so keep that in mind. Depending on where you're at, it may be something you want to think about. Is it overly loud? No. Clearly there's much louder ones out there that are brake barrels or even CO2 guns or some that are louder. But yeah, a little bit of bark. Nothing crazy though. So on to the next thing. All right, we're up here in the backyard. We're gonna do a little chronograph test. And I wanted to do it on camera today. I know I've been putting them like a little list that comes down the screen in recent reviews, but I wanted to do this one on camera specifically so we can really see what's going on here, since this is an all new concept, an all new thing. And so that's what we're gonna do. Now, the official numbers, because I couldn't remember before, the official numbers are 1025 FPS with alloy and 975 with lead, 22 caliber, all right? What I'm using today is the Craftsman Ultra Magnums at 14.3 grain. In future videos, we will do different weights and see what's going on, but I just wanted to really see what we're doing right here with what we got, all right? So that's what we're gonna do. So here we go. Let's see. What are we doing? 922. Okay. All right. Let's do one more. 922. They said 975. Okay. All right. I can see that because this is a 14.3 grain. You go a little lower, you'll hit that. 919. All right. Keep in mind, this is after I've already put 3 magazines through this. And that's another reason I wanted to do it like this. I wanted to see, because they say 40 consistent shots, right? They're saying it's consistent through 40 shots. They're probably right, because I'm getting 919, 922, and I'm sure if I used like an RWS Hobby that's 11 grains or so, I probably would hit that 975. All right, so, hey, not too bad. Again, we'll do a standalone test like this in a future video, because I really want to take it to the next level, really see what we're doing with this thing. But for today, that's what I wanted to see. And quite frankly, better than I expected. Coming out of a little canister that you screw into the gun, I mean, better than I expected. So, see what the trigger's doing. All right, we got the Wheeler trigger gauge here. We're gonna see what we're doing with the trigger pull. Trigger pull feels good. And also keep in mind, it is adjustable. So, keep that in mind, folks. Here we go. Yeah. 1 pound, 10.8 ounces. Look at that. 1 pound, 10.8 ounces. I don't even need to adjust that down. That's perfect. That is just fine with me. So, man, not too bad, not too bad. But how's the accuracy? Let's go find out. All right, we're back down here to do some accuracy. We got it set up at 20 yards. And we'll do like 6 or 7 shots, whatever's left in the mag here, and see what happens. We are, again, we're just using the pack-in scope that it comes with, the 4x32 scope. This is not an adjustable one. It is what it is, all right? However, I will say, so far in the testing that I've done off camera, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Of course, you're gonna wanna upgrade this eventually, but if you're just trying to do this, everything off the shelf, so far, so good, but let's see what actually happens here, okay? So, let's go ahead and get set up here. Let's see where we're at. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. Oh, look at that, right through the same hole. Really? Right through the same hole, folks. Look at this. Wow. That's crazy. Man. I think I got one left maybe. Yeah, at least one left. Here we go. Man, look at that. That's it. Yep, that's it. Well, I don't know about you guys, but you ain't gonna argue with that. You are definitely not gonna argue with that. That is impressive, to say the least. And I forgot to tell you what we're using. As usual, we are using the Crosman Ultra Magnums. That's right. Using the Crosman Ultra Magnums, 14.3 grain. And of course, I always forget something, so that's what I forgot today. But yes, Crosman Ultra Magnums, 14.3 grain. That's what we're using. And look at that. Look at that. It can't even really get much better than that. So could you imagine using a higher grade pellet? You're right on the money. Right on the money, honey. Let me go get it. Alrighty then. Look at that. Easily a dime-sized group. 20 yards, of course. So dime size group with the pack-in scope, the 4x32 pack-in scope, non-adjustable. And that's what we got, folks. That's what we got. That's what it's doing, and that is impressive. Could you imagine getting a better scope, pushing it out even further, seeing what it can do then? I think it would do just fine. And we're going to test that out later down the road when we do some really in-depth stuff as far as targeting and accuracy and things like that. But I mean, dude, for real? For real? I know this ain't for everyone. And I know it definitely ain't for PCP airgunners that have already been established in the PCP airgun world. I don't even know that it's for entry-level PCP airgunners. And the reason I say that is because I also have something coming real soon that's going to be kind of in that same vein, but from the same company, go figure. And we're going to be taking a look at that. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but we'll be taking a look at that soon too. But this, the Umarex Komplete, for the audience this is for the shooter this is for, I think it's cool. I really do. I think it's cool. I can see why there's people out there that say, rah, 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 I'm not getting that, it's this and that and everything else. And I get it, okay? I totally get it. Like I said, this isn't something I necessarily would have picked up if I didn't have a YouTube channel where I review these things for you guys, right? So yeah, the Umarex Komplete, for what it is and for who it's for. Man, you can't really argue with the results, can you? It does what it's supposed to do and does it well. And that's why we're here, to figure that out. And we figured it out. So there you go. With that said, I will catch you all down the road.